Here we go. So, hello everybody, welcome to another Hair Socials, live number 20. A little bit different today, we're doing a different format. Because Megan is on her own, bless her, apart from her lovely dog who's in the background there. We are going to do it where basically she does the live, but I will be able to see your questions and be interactive with her so that she doesn't have to keep stopping and looking at the camera. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, over to you, Megan, good luck.
Hi everybody, hope everyone's keeping well within this horrible time that we're going through. Luckily enough, we've got Simon Townley doing this service for us and getting us to do some live videos so we can all keep inspired. Today I'm just going to show you, sorry, let me come around this way. I'm going to show you a few tricks that I do when I do hair up, which is mostly for proms, weddings, parties, that's pretty much everything. And all I've done so far, all I'm taking out is the pin curls that I've done. So I've just gone through with the GHD Platinum Pluses, curled it all, and then I've literally just rolled it up and then pinned it so it can set, just so it can like cool down. But I've purposely left this one here at the bottom because that one is actually going to be part of the hair up. Because I know that a lot of people do panic when they're trying to do the bottom part and they think, oh God, like how do I add all of that? So I'm just going to show you what I would normally do. I've even got my trolley from the salon, so just bear with me because it's on my carpet. Trying to improvise with all of this. Right, let me move her over. So what we're going to do, we're going to pin all of this up out of the way. And what I'll do, I'll just bring it closer. Sorry, that's a bit... Can we all see that? So I've just done like a roll and just popped it up through like that. So that's our starting base. So I would just literally clip all of the hair out of the way. And then what I'm going to do now is get this bit here. Let me just show you from the front. So try and figure out, I'm just doing my parting in the middle. That's just where I'd like to do mine. So obviously what I've prepped it with first is I've gone through with mousse, which is the full volume mousse, which is the L'Oreal one, I'll show you, which is this one, if you can see that. So we've got that, and I've just prepped it through, blow dried it, and then curled it afterwards. So when I'm doing hair up, I tend to obviously start with your parting first and see where everyone would like the parting. Mine's more to the side, but I'm just doing this on the middle just because that's where the doll's head was. So all I'm going to do, when you're doing your section, I'm just going to going through and like zigzagging out and just do the same this side as well. And the reason why we're doing this because we don't want any straight lines. We want it all to mix in together. We don't want it looking separated at all. So once you've got your section, like so, sorry, the doll's hairs are lovely to be able to section, aren't they, as we all know? Right, just going to get more this side. So if I move her around, you can see. I don't know if you can you see that very well? Yeah. Right, so I can hear them. So when we're sectioning through to back comb, we don't want to back comb too much, but we obviously want to back comb enough to get the volume in. So I'm just going to place that as we're sectioning through, just comb it through and try and get it as smooth as possible, ready for back comb. I'm just going to start like so. And just make sure it's nice and neat. So we're just back combing through this top bit. We want to make sure that you get the sides in as well, because that's really important, because otherwise you're going to get like a nice bouffant through the middle, and then through the sides there's going to be no like nice volumized back combing, which is what we need. From all angles you want it to look nice and volumized. Is there any questions so far? No? That's that. Oh, Pierre, yeah. I shouldn't shout him because he'll probably start barking. I've had to take him on a really long walk today just to get him to be a little bit tired. Right, so, oh, okay. We're just going to keep sectioning. I'm just using my my tail comb. Some people prefer to back comb with these kind of brushes, but I'm just literally simply using my tail comb, just because I think it's a little bit more precise. I do prefer using these. Just going through carefully sections of these. Keep it nice. Pardon? Hi, Donna. And then this is the last section so far, so we're just going to back comb this bit as well. So once we've done the back combing, I've then got a print brush from Sessions Kit. This is a really good one, and all I'm going to use is just use the side. So we're not going to completely brush out all of the back comb, because otherwise there's no point in doing it. We're just going to simply just comb through just to get it nice and smooth. I am going to move the dolly head round so that you can see what I'm doing at the back in a minute. Just smooth this round. Any more questions so far? Yeah, I always use the comb. I just think it's a little bit more neater. So I'm just going to turn her around just so we can see what we're doing. Oh, can I get that? I use the GHD Platinum Pluses, but it's up to you. It's your preference. You can use whatever you'd like to use. It's just that is my preference that I prefer. I'm just going to move my trolley around. So can we all see that? So I'm just move her head a little bit. You'll see. Yeah. So all I'm doing now is just grabbing my section that I've just back combed. Like that. So as you can see, I'm just using the side again. That's all I'm doing. I'm not combing it out. All I want to do is just smooth it through. Like that. Oh, okay. So then when I go to this part, simply just coat that like that. Can you see how that's looking nice and even? So then all I do is just hold here, and all I'm going to do is just pin from this bit to here and pin it and through. The brush is called a print brush from Session Kit. I'll show you again. It's a really nice brush. It's lovely. I've had it for years. I got recommended to it ages ago, and I can't stop using it. I absolutely love it. So now that we've got this, can you see how that's looking? Nice and volumized, and it's looking very even everywhere. If you did think maybe this side is a little bit higher, I always just put my comb in and just bring it up a little bit if you did want to. So now that we've done that, I'm just going to show you how I prefer to get a bit more texture in there. So I normally just put like a pin in the hair and just pinch a bit of the hair and pop the pins in. And this just creates, because you still want your volume and you still want it to look like nice and clean, but at the same time you want that texturized look. And a lot of people struggle to know how to do this. So this is a really good tip to know. I'll show you. I'll take the dolly head off in a minute and show you properly. And normally I just spray this with hairspray. I'm using L'Oreal Infinium today because I just find that it sets it really well. And you can kind of mould it a little bit as well afterwards. How many How many of you do hair ups in the salon, or do you not feel confident to do it, or is it something that you wanted to build on? Is there any questions? So it does vary. So normally, if I do like a trial, then I tend to book out about an hour and 15 minutes, just because if you try something and they don't like it, you can then always change it. But pretty much if they bring pictures in, sorry if you can hear Pierre squeaking his toy. But yeah, normally if they bring like pictures in, then it's quite like straightforward. And if it's your client, then you kind of know what they'd like anyway. So that's like how much time I'd give myself in the salon. So I'm just going to show you what I've just done there for the texturising. Can you all see that? So it's just got all of the little pins in, and you can see where I've placed them to create more texture. Yeah. So then once I've done that, I then get the hairspray, and all I'm doing is just spraying that part of the hair, just to kind of set it. And then we leave them in and we take them out at the last minute. So then what I'm going to do now is we've got this bit sorted, we've got the underneath sorted, and now I'm going to start on the sides. So I'm just going to take and bring around like so. Can everybody see that? So my name's Megan Howe, if you didn't know already, and I'm from the Midlands, and I've got a salon based in the Midlands in Burton-upon-Trent with Donna Bristow as well. We got the business, it was 4 years ago. It would have been 4 years in January, the 21st of Jan. And it's just a small little, nice little urban salon. It's quite cool actually. There's just 4 staff working there, and it's so nice because I think it's better to keep it smaller sometimes because we've all got a lot of time for each other, which, you know, I think it's quite neat, like quite niche, which is very lucky. I worked with Simon on the L'Oreal ID artist. I think, Simon, you was the year above me, wasn't you? Yeah, yeah, it does, yeah. Um, so I did that for 2 years, and then now I do brand warrior with GHD, which is really cool. You go out to different salons and you go and teach. It's really nice actually because you get to meet so many different people and see how they all work in the salon as well.
I've just unmuted myself so everyone can hear me seeing as though you're asking me questions. But yeah, with the 2 years of IRD team, every second year joins the new first years, or the first years join the new second years, don't they? So obviously, if you was a second year, I don't even remember.
So what I'm doing here around the front, I'm just backcombing to get a little bit more height within the top as well, but I'm not going over the backcomb, so it's literally just that little there. That's all I'm doing. And this is just to make it look even more fuller as well, but we're not going over the top so that it's hard to, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do some twists, so I'm not going to do too much backcombing so it's not hard onto that part. Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. I'll recap in a second, Sarah. I'll just finish backcombing this bit and then I'll get round to show you. Let me just flip all of this over. So I will just show you. So this is the underneath, Sarah. So all I've done is I've just done like a bit of a loop there, and that's going to be part of my hair up. So then I've started with this bit here, and I've backcombed, going back like this, and backcombed it with a tail comb, just because I do find that it takes the sections a little bit easier. So I've gone through like that, and then I've taken it from these bits, and I've like gone through. Let me see if I can show you. Like can you say zigzagged it through here with the pintail comb, and then got my section like so, and then I've gone through and put these pins in just to create some texture, and then I've gone through and put some hairspray on, only this section though, just so it sets a little bit. Okay.
Our friend Katie's just commented saying, love how you're leaving the baby hair out, it's so cute.
So, then I've just gone through and backcombed all of this section. With my brush again, I'm just going to go through and just use the side again. And just all I'm doing is smoothing it. So I'm not taking out what I've just done. I'm literally just smoothing it. So then when we're taking our twist, we've got to make sure where because we need to find where this is going to be going. So this is going to be coming round and I'm going to want it to sit round. So there's no point standing here and twisting it so the twist is going to come here. We want it simply to follow round and go this way. So look at where I'm standing, and when I take my sections, I'll be coming further round, if that makes sense.
Liv Garbutt has put, great technique, leaving those bits out like that, you go girl.
Oh, thanks, Liv. Oh. Yeah, if you've got any more questions, guys, of like why I'm doing anything, or if you've seen me do something and you think, oh, I wonder why she's doing that, if you've like not only just come on, just let me know and I can go through it again and recap. So when we twist, I prefer to twist through like this, so that you're adding it to it, and we're twisting into the hair as well. So we don't want to twist outwards because that's where we don't want it to sit. So make sure you're twisting it coming into the hair.
Lisa Harrington has said, off subject, but I love your top.
Oh, thank you. So we're just taking this through like this. And then I'm just going to carry on twisting and then just add some spray on because you don't want to lose it, but you just want to get a bit more texture. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Let me just move her a bit closer just so you can see. Can we see, you guys? Is the light in the right place? Yeah. So as you can see, we've got our twist now and we've got a nice volume coming through here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick out some of these hairs and just with my finger and thumb just create that texture. So I'm just pulling it out like so you can see that it's getting that nice texture coming through, and just pull through these bits here like that. Also, I'd like to say thank you to my tutor, my old college tutor, Rachel at the Strand, because she's lent me her tripod and she's lent me a doll's head, because I was going to be having to like tape my doll's head to something because I didn't have a tripod. So thank you very much, Rach, because you've saved me. It's very kind of you.
It's been a common problem that people can hear me now, but it's been a common problem that I've been trying to get some people to do these lives, and like yourself, they don't have the tools available to them. So it's nice that someone's out.
I think you improvise though as well, don't you? Because I did go to the salon and I went and got my doll's head from there. But it's my old beauty works one and it's got like loads of extensions in. I was thinking I can't do a haircut up on this. Like there was extensions all in the top because I was trying to do it. But yeah, so I'm just going to show you that up close so we can see that nice twist coming round now. Can everybody see that? So all I've done is just basically twist that round and then just thread some of that through. And I'm just going to do the same on this side as well. Let me just twist around.
So, somebody called Damien Stevens is a little bit like myself. He's put, I'm scared of hair up.
Right, I think what it is, I think you should break it down into sections, because if you see like someone come in and they've got masses and masses of hair, it is really scary. Like I still get scared now, but I think the best way to do it is how I've done it and told you today. We've done the back, sectioned that bit, you've sorted that bit out, then we've done the middle, then we're doing the front, and then you've just got this middle bit. And I think if you break it down, it makes it a little bit easier, because I think everyone's generally really scared of doing hair up. Even now, like I still get nervous every time I do it. Even if someone comes in and says, oh, mate, just do what you want, I still get nervous because I'm like, well, what if I don't do it right? Or what if I can't do what they're expecting? I think that's always in the back of our head, so you're not alone. I think everybody feels a bit scared.
Lisa Harrington and Holly Trickett have both asked, what are your preferred sprays or products for the pin-ups?
I would definitely say L'Oreal Infinium. Oh, can you see that, guys? Just because I think it is still like easy to brush out if you needed to, but at the same time it's still got that nice hold, so you can still like mess around with it and like change it. I'll show you what I mean when I come to the top bit, because that's why I've sprayed the top with that, so that I can easily mold it into something else if I need to. So all I'm doing here as well, just to get these nice like baby bits here, I mean I am still going to go through and like give this a nice wave. All I'm doing is just taking fine little sections like that, and then just leaving them out to the side, and I'll pin those over just that I don't touch those when I come to do my twists. Take those bits out. So the tools that I've used today is the GHD Platinum Plus. Just because I mean anybody can, you can do it with like your curler, like with your tongs or your wand or anything. I just prefer to do it with the GHD Platinums. They are my favourite tool, as Donna will know at work, 'cause I always hog them. Um, so yeah, I think it's just your preference and what you prefer really. It's getting to know what you like as a hairdresser and using that, because I think it's something that you're gonna fully believe in and you're comfortable with as well. It's got to be something you're comfortable with. So as you can see, I'm just getting those nice little fine pieces, and then I'm just gonna simply put that over there. So again, taking your section through, and we're just gonna backcomb this just a little bit, just that we're getting that nice little bit of height and getting that volume through there, just so it all blends together and sits really nicely. Has anybody got any more questions?
Yeah, Tracy Dunbar's just giving you a massive compliment. I love the way you're presenting this hair up. You are very clear.
Oh, thank you very much, Tracy. That's lovely. For saying it's my first live, it's making me feel a little bit better. So thank you for that. That's really nice.
Deborah Bayer, who is my boss lady, as I like to call her, she has said, love the new format, you know, with me interviewing. Holly Trickett, so much better. It's bloody brilliant. Brilliantly done. I need to learn to read, though. That's a new skill set I need to do.
Yeah, I do think. I mean, it is a lot easier, because otherwise, I think I'd be constantly looking at the screen. And I'm so glad that we had that phone call yesterday, because otherwise, I wouldn't know how I'd be reading it. And I think that's whole part of it. You're doing a live because you want to interact with people. So then, if you can't read their comments and get back to them about everything that they're saying, I think it kind of contradicts of what you're doing. So again, I'm just going through and smoothing, again, just on the side of the brush, just taking it back. And then also, I don't know if anybody new's come on, so I'm going to explain it again. Just as we're going through this bit and we're going to do the twist again into the hair, make sure you're standing in the right position. I think that's always important, just so that your twist is coming round as so, because otherwise you could do it come down here and then it won't sit right when you're trying to tease some of the hair out.
I think that's a really good point, because we see a lot of cutting demonstrations where they talk about posture and where to stand, and it's you're the first person I've seen sort of highlight that as a session stylist.
And as well, you'll notice that I'm just using my hands here as well, because we do want a bit of texture. So I think it's a good thing to not get it too neat, even though we do want it neat enough to obviously make it look professional. But I think a lot more brides and a lot more like, I know myself, I don't like my hair being very tidy at all. Like I obviously like it to look done, but more of like an undone look. So when you're trying to do this, I think it's always important that you're smoothing through with your hands, but also you're going to make it look a little bit more texturized as well. Ah, thanks, Mum. I didn't realise you would be watching. Oh, God.
A question from Sarah Rule: where do you get your inspiration from?
Oh, that is a hard one. Do you know what I would say? I do go on Instagram a lot, and I try and pick up a few things on there. But he doesn't really do bridal stuff. But I'd say my biggest inspiration of someone is, it has got to be Guido. Like when I was on L'Oreal ID, we had to do like mood boards and we had to do everything to like get in. So you do like audition, you have like, is it 4 minutes? I think it is. To be able to do, you've got to explain who you are, why you've done the things on your mood board, and you've got to come up with like loads of ideas of why you've done it. And you basically got to present a model and why you chose them clothes, why you chose the look, the hair, everything. And he just really inspired me because all of his looks are so amazing. Like, it's not really to do with hair up, like wedding hair, but I'd say that he's one of my biggest inspirations.
I like that. That's good. Yeah, it's quite a hellish 4 minutes. I think it was a 3 minute interview, and I think one of the tips they gave us, if you remember, you know when they give you like the little briefing email, it's like practice in front of your microwave and things like that. Timer.
Well, I've been practicing in the mirror today. I've met my next door neighbours because I live in a semi-detached. But they think, who's she talking to? Because she lives on her own. She's going a bit crazy. So all I'm doing, guys, as well, I'm literally just pulling these bits out and just teasing it again, just to get more and more texture coming through. So you can see that nice texture already. I'm just going to pin this in. Just pin this through here. Right, so let me just show you guys so you can see what I've done. So can you see them twists now are starting to come through and it's starting to look really texturized? Okay, so now so basically when someone was saying earlier that they're scared, I think it's a really good thing now because we've done the front, we've done the middle, and now all we've got to do, we've done the top, and now all we've got to do is the middle because the bottom's already done. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to pick 2 pieces of hair. Let me see if I can twist them around. Sorry, this tripod's really stiff. So I'm going to get these 2 pieces like so, and I'm just going to twist these bits like that. And then once you've done that, then pop some hairspray through. So pop that through.
Question from me, who's horrific at hair up. How much of that would you braid, and how much would you leave out of the braid? You know, because I can see there you've left it like an inch or so.
Yeah, so I would probably leave about 2 inches because what you're going to do is you're going to pull through these bits, Mia. So what I'm doing here is you're pulling through these. So you don't want to take this further because otherwise you're not going to have enough hair to be able to pull up, if that makes sense. So I'm literally just teasing through these bits. This technique, honestly, it's so good. It just creates so much texture. Everyone's always so surprised at how nice it looks as well, but it's actually quite a nice, easy way of doing hair up. So all I'm going to do is just place this over here as well. I'll just pop the pin in.
Holly Trickett wants to know, off topic, what did you use to curl your own hair? It's beautiful.
I've used, again, my favourite. I've used the GHD Platinum Plus. I wasn't lying when I said it's my favourite. I literally use them all the time. I wouldn't know what to do without them.
Elise Bennett has said, put up some hair downfall in hairdressing, so it's nice to watch you doing this.
Oh, thank you very much.
Tracy Dunbar again has said, I'm happy that you've used a dark mannequin because you can see all the sections clearly. Do you know what? I'll go in on that for you because
that's a really good point, actually.
Yeah, because I did when I did my ID audition the year, I used a blonde model, did braids, and then did something else. I can't remember exactly now. But then Steve Rowbottom asked me why did I do it on a blonde hair, and I'm like, I have no idea what you mean by that question.
Not really sure why. So again, guys, I'm just twisting this through. So I've got my 2 sections, just bringing this through again. Just keep twisting it, and again, just leaving about 1 inch, 2 inches, just at the end, and then just hairspray it through. Just because you still want. Pardon. Okay, no pressure. Thank you for that. So I'm just going through and I'm just teasing with my finger and thumb, just taking just a little bit through. So can we all see that we're getting nice texture through here? like so, and then I'm just taking it in turns, and then I'm just going to pin that through this side.
Joanna Embley has asked, Joanna works for me coincidentally, but she's asked, is there any type of hair rupture that you struggle with?
That I struggle with. Let me think. Can I think on that one and come back to it? Think. I would probably say, like the really fashionable plaits that people do, and they make it look really neat. My stuff with plaits is really hard. Say, like if I was to exchange this with a plait, I can do that, but more plaits on something, like on a hair up, I do struggle to get it looking really, really smooth and like getting it really tight. Like how people can do it, like more or less like the cornrows. That's something that I'd love to do because I think that looks so cool, but I can't do it. Well, I can because there's no can't, but it's just that I think there'd be a lot more practicing in that to do. Hi everyone, to all the new viewers. So basically, my name's Megan Howe and I'm from the Midlands. What I've done on this hair up, I'll just go like do a quick recap for you. So first of all, we started with the underneath. So we've just got this bit here that I just rolled up. So that's my starting point. I've gone through with the GHD Platinum Pluses and I've just gone through curling it and then I pin curled it up. And then we've started with, sorry, let me take off. I don't know if I've got it back on. So this bit here, I've just took a section with my tail comb and done like a bit of a zigzag just that you don't get them lines here. So then I've sectioned all of this bit. And then once I've done that, I've then back combed going from the back and starting my way up. And then bringing the pins here, pinning it straight there. And then I've put all of these pins in just to create a bit of texture. And I've just put a bit of Infinium L'Oreal hairspray in. And then I've come to the front as well. As you can see, let me unclip these bits just so you can see a little bit better. We've got these bits here. So I've just gone in from a little bit of a section, took a bit out, and then it's ended up with these bits, took another section, and then I've got that bit there as well. And then I've just gone through these sections here and just back combed. So I don't know if you can see. Just back combed these bits, but only ever so slightly. And then I've got my brush here, which is the print brush from Session. So yeah, Session Kit. Sorry. And I've just gone through with the side and basically just smoothed it over. And then once I've done that, I've taken my sections again, like I did when I was back combing, and I've just simply just twisted it round. But like I was saying before, make sure that when you're twisting it, you're twisting it in towards the hair, but also you're standing in the right position that you want your twist to be going in. So obviously we want it to be coming round here, if that makes sense, because obviously we're going to get it in to go this way. So make sure that you're standing this side. So then this is how we've come to get this nice bit. And then I'll show you the rest because I'm going to recap on this bit anyway. So
While you get your bearings back, I'll read out a question for you. Liv Garbutt has said, I think it's nice to see it on dark hair. I find that a lot of images you get shown in the salon on blonde images, as you can see more textures, but shows with the right prep and right technique, it can be done on dark hair. You are smashing it.
Thanks very much, Liv. That's my bestie right there, backing me up, as always.
We have had a request for your Instagram handle from, oh my lord, Christina. I can't say the last name, I'm sorry. And what's your Instagram handle?
Do you know what? I've actually done it and I can't remember. I think it's Megan.H_hair.
I'll have a look for you now, 1 second.
You know what? I'll have a look and then I'll put a comment in. So all I'm doing again, guys, I've just taken two sections and I've just twirled this round together. And again, I'm just leaving about an inch or two. And then all I'm going to do is just tease through with my finger and thumb after spraying it with some Infinium. So I'm just going to do that again, just to create texture again. Is there any more questions? Have I cleared everything with everybody? Is there anything that I've missed after reading? So then I'm just going to flip this round again, and as we can see, don't matter if that falls, you can always just pin that again. And even if it's got layers like this, don't panic because we can sort that out as well. So I'm just going to pin this in. After I have a fight with this. Oh, God. Right.
Just for everybody watching, I've just put your handle on the comments, Megan_H.hair.
Oh, thank you. I think Simon's just put my handle for Instagram on there because I'm a bit of a pleb and I don't know my own Instagram name. So with this bit here, as you can see, it's got a bit of hair sticking out. All I've got is just one of these little pins. Can we see? Just a little pin like this. And all I'm going to do is just pick that up here and just slide that in. And as you can see, that's now holding that. So don't panic about anything like that if you do get any of those little pieces. Also, this is a really good trick as well. Let me just bring the dolly head a little bit closer. So if you get these loose ends like this here, and you get these bits, simply just put your pin in and wrap the hair around the pin. That wants to stay in. And then you can just sorry, there he is, Pierre's there. And then all you can do is just then pop that through like that, and then it gets rid of that bit of hair. Did everybody see that? Does anyone want to go over that again? If I get another bit, then I'll show you. Does everybody feel like I've gone over anything? Is there anything that anyone would like me to go over? Is there any more?
Danny Jane Walton has said, absolutely love doing them. I presume she means updos. I could do them all day long. Pixie cuts make me run a mile.
Really? You should. Was it Sharon that did the pixie cut the other day?
Last week, wasn't it? Yeah.
Really good tips. She was saying about when you do a pixie cut, it's about doing the consultation and so many inches from here to here or something, wasn't it, Simon? And she was saying that determines whether or not it's going to suit them. So if you watch Sharon from the other night, she was doing it well. She gave me a lot of tips anyway that I'm going to take on board when I go back to work.
Melanie Hickin has said, I like the Mohawk plaque. Could you do that one too, please?
Yeah, definitely.
Joanna Rembley, well, good idea. That's a northern way of saying it. Oh my god, well, good idea. What else have we got here? Just scrolling down. Love that idea from Courtney Parkins. So yes, going down well.
Alright, so we are getting to the end now of nearly doing the hair up. Is there anyone that don't think that they could be able to do this when they do go back to the salon? Like, do they feel that they would now feel confident, or is there anything else that I can cover for you?
Yeah, if there's anything else anybody wants to ask, either get in touch with myself or Megan. I've put her Instagram handle in here, but I'm sure she'll be happy to answer. Sharon's put, it was 2.5 inches, and I'm glad that you liked it, Megan.
That's okay.
What else have we got? I watched the pixie cut. It was a very good one. Sharon did give me some good tips. I'll ask you a couple of questions. So you said you went on from the ID team. Where did you go from that? Did you go into the style squad?
No, so I wanted to go for that, but my rep manager for GHD said that I should go for the brand warrior one. Okay. And I was like, oh, I've not even heard of that because I don't even think it was out for that long. So I went for it. After Nicola had explained what it was, and I was just like, do you know what? I think I'm actually going to go for that. That sounds so fun. Being able to educate like-minded people that generally want to learn. I don't really know what could be more fun than that. Do you know what I mean? People that want to know more and more information about things, because let's face it, us hairdressers are a bit geeky when it comes to stuff like that. We love like technical things, and you know, a lot of people that don't really want to do it, it's not really nice teaching those. But I think when you're going to a salon and they've obviously paid for education, it's really fun to be able to do that. So doing this kind of thing today, it's right up my street. I love it. Yeah, so I did the GHD, and then I do like London Fashion Week, I work with Shelley Sumner. She's really cool and very relaxed. She got me into doing the X Factor. Big up to her.
Yeah, I missed you at this year's X Factor. Yeah, I missed you. I worked with Shelley myself, yeah.
Yeah, I thought, how relaxed is she?
Yeah, she's good. I've worked with her. Well, she was in our RD team one weekend in Barcelona, weren't she? Do you remember?
She was, yeah, when we went to Barcelona, yeah.
And then, but yeah, she's a fantastic sort of session stylist. I helped her braid a couple of things. By helped her braid, I mean I like held the strands that she didn't want in her hand at that time.
Yeah, How sick is she of braiding?
She's a joke, isn't she? We should try and reach out to her. Maybe she can come on. But yes, she did the X Factor.
God, yeah.
We both did this year's X Factor, didn't we? But I missed. Did I break my leg or something? I broke something. I can't remember. I think I broke my arm, didn't I? And I ended up missing the actual X Factor.
Yeah, I remember that. Right, so I've purposely got these bits here just that I can show you, just in case you do get these pieces. So all I tend to do is I get my pin, pop that through, and then just twist it round. And then all you have to do is then just pop it in like that. And then that bit's gone. Okay, so I'll do this bit as well. So pop your pin in, twist it round, and then you just pop that up like that. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go around and just check her hair just to make sure that I like the look of it all. It's looking quite good. So I just go through as well with these kind of pins, just these little pins, and I just basically go through. If I see any of these little bits hanging out, because I still like that messy look. I still quite like the fact that that's coming out there. I think that looks quite nice. For this side here, I've got quite a big one hanging out. So I'll just get my pin and again, open it, pop that through, twist that, and then thread it. Has anyone got any more questions?
Sharon Rat's asked, are you using the roll as wadding to build your shape in the nape?
What's that, sorry?
Are you using the roll as wadding? I think, presumably, like a bun, like when you pin them in.
Yeah, so basically, let me just show you. So underneath there, you can't really see that roll anymore. And all you're doing is just, you're putting your twist into that. Because I think when you come to this bit, you then end up, like, with them little hooks that I've just ended up with, you end up with that, but all around here, and it gets quite hard to be able to put it up. I've just found that this is a better technique for me. But have a play around and see what works best for you. I mean, if you can keep going down and keep putting the twists in, then give it a try. But I've just found that this works the best way for me.
Two tips for you here. Not 2 tips, sorry, 2 compliments. Great tips, well explained. Lisa Harrington, for the first time ever, I feel like doing hair up.
Oh, wow, that's do you know what? That's a massive compliment. Thank you very much, Lisa. It's nice to know that I've been able to do like a live and someone learn from it. Because I think that's all you really want, isn't it? As like an educator, you really want to be able to help people.
What else have we got
All I'm doing now is I'm just popping these pins in, like I did in the top, just to create a little bit more texture. Because obviously we've got these twists coming in here, and all of this bit's really textured, so we don't need to do that bit. I'm just going to lift her up and just see if I can find any more that I want to add texture to. So just in the top here, just going to pop that pin in there. Let's bring it around. It's all about, I think when you're doing hair up, it's all about taking a look from like a distance and seeing what you see. Do you know what I mean? Like look in the mirror, have a look from different angles, seeing what else you can do. So I'm just going to pin that bit here. Just create a bit of texture there. Right, so I'm just going to get my platinum pluses.
Lisa Robinson has said, yippee, I have learnt loads, thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Who else have we got? Mary Ann Milne, I love doing hair up. It's one of my favourite things to do, and I love the idea with the hair grip.
Oh, thank you. It's a really good technique. I learned it. I was looking on my Snapchat today, and I learned that probably, I think it was 2018, and every hair up I do, I use it because I just love the technique. So all I'm doing is just a nice little wave, just in these front bits, just to finish it off. And then I'm going to go through and take the pins out. And just with the front sections, I'm going to show you how to connect the front section in with the back. Because I always find that you probably do a hair up, and then these front sections, you've not like quite connected it in. I'll show you what I mean. Mind you, on this doll, it's not really. So normally, from like this bit to here, it doesn't normally collect, but somehow I've done it so. But what I'd normally do is I'd normally get like a little pin like this and basically go in the hair underneath, lift it up, and then just pop that through and then bring that up a bit. And I feel like it just connects it that little bit more. Can you see? So I'm just going to do that with the other side as well. But that's why I think it's very important when you're doing your twist that you stand at the angle that I was telling you, because sometimes it can get to like the back and it looks lovely, then you get to the front and they look down, and here they've got like a separation bit here, so you've got your nice bouffant, your gorgeous twist, and then it's got like a bit of a gape here. So I think that's always the best bit. Your starting point is always the most important.
Tony Atkins has said, you've been great at explaining everything. Can't wait to get back into the salon and use some of these techniques in my own work.
Oh, thank you very much. That's lovely, Casey. That's really nice. I was so scared about doing tonight, but now you've all made me feel really good. Made me feel like I've actually done it correct, because there's not always like a wrong or right way, is there, Simon? Like, you do get nervous before, don't you? Oh, yeah. Sorry. I keep talking to you.
It's alright. Don't look at it. I keep muting it because I've got kids in the background. I don't want to. But no, yeah, it is. It's something that even I'm still not comfortable with, and I've done a few now, and it is. And I talked to you before. I said once you've done it, you end up wanting to do more. But as soon as
you just feel like you get the adrenaline, don't you? It's like when you come off a roller coaster, you're like, oh my god, will I do it again? So I'm just going to show you with all the pins and where I've placed them. So I've just placed them all for more texture, but as you can see, it's all looking very texturized at the bottom as well, just with our twists. So I'm just going to take all of them out, and I'll show you what I do once I've taken them out. So once I pop these in, I just went through with the Infinium with the L'Oreal hairspray, just to give it a bit of a set. But then, like I said to you before, I quite like the fact that it doesn't mould it too much, because then you can get your fingers in and just give it a bit more texture as well. Sometimes you don't want it to look too set again. So I think it's very good to not use I think if you use that fixed design when you was doing stuff like this, I think it'd be too much. I don't know if anyone uses L'Oreal, but that's quite a hard, it's more like a gel kind of hairspray. But I think that would be too strong for while you're trying to do this. Let me just look at the back. I'm just gonna...
Tracy McGrath has said, thank you, absolutely loving this. One of your biggest fans, Donna Bristow, said, very, very professional, Megs, and well explained. We're working alongside you, and well done.
Oh, thanks, Donna. Biggest fan right there. I'm just going to bring these bits up here, because like I said, I just had a look and it felt like this side was a bit wider. So now that I've had a look, that looks a lot better. So let me just pin this bit through as well.
Yeah, I think I agree with Tracy Dunbar. She's commented saying, you've not made it too technical, you made it very usable. I think that for myself, who's absolutely on the ground zero of pin-up world, I reckon I could have a go at this, but I still won't be as confident. But I think I could have a go at it after watching what you've done, definitely.
Yeah. Well, if anyone's got any more questions, I'm more than happy to help. Even if you wanted to do a FaceTime or anything like that, with this whole thing that you've done, Simon, I think it's amazing, and it makes everyone, my time today and yesterday from just doing hair, the days flew, because I've got my dolly head and started practicing. It's made time go so much quicker, and it's made me realise how much I miss doing hairdressing. It really has. So,
no, well, you're welcome. Thanks for doing it.
Oh no, thank you for inviting me. So this is the final look, guys. I'll post a picture as well. I'll try and get a good picture. But this is the final look. Is that okay with everybody? Has everyone enjoyed it?
I love that. Do you know what? Like, it's just a stunning pin-up anyway. But you know, you always have a favourite side. What's your favourite side?
Favourite style or favourite side?
No, favourite side of the. You know, like when I do a haircut, I always think that side's quite
Oh,
random.
yes. Let me just have a look. I know what you mean. I'm probably going to say this side.
That's my favourite side.
I do find that you have the same side that you like more. Like
Yeah,
all the time. It's the same side, isn't it? Mine does tend to be the right-hand side. But this is my right-hand side.
Yeah, I love that side. It's beautiful. We've got a lot of love coming in. It's too fast to read them all out, but just basically saying great from Darren Calverley. Love it from Elaine Swan, one of my Matrix team members. Very Grecian. It's a very Grecian goddess. There you go. Tried saying that one.
You can read them out more often.
Oh my god, mate! I'm absolutely shocking at it. It's so pretty. Thank you for sharing it with us. Love it, love it. Well done, lass. That was from Melly Hitchin. And then
I can go any more wider because I'm so happy.
Oh, bless you. Liv Garbutt, love you, Meg. Very proud of it. It looks beautiful. Lisa Harrington, who's been one of the good commenters on today as well. It's just put wonderful. Thank you so much. Please come back and do some more.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. You've all been so welcoming as well. You've made me feel at ease so much. With it being my first time, I was like, oh God. Actually, have I got time to just put some flowers in? Is that okay? I got some flowers from my garden earlier. This is good job. I just spotted these. So, God, this is so stiff. Okay, perfect. Right, so all I do with the flowers is I think it just looks nice, just placing them in, if they will. Don't know if they'll go in. Oh yeah, so Holly's on tomorrow, isn't she? Holly Watson.
So
Watson. It's the hot. Is it the Hot Tools tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow we've got Holly Watson.
Yeah.
Doing Hot Tools.
Yesterday, actually.
And then on Thursday we've got Kim Holmes doing photography versions of hair up rather than salon hair up. We're seeing a bit more photography versions.
I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah, if photography, like, so there's been a couple of comments here about competition work. We've talked about the RD team, etc. And there's been a couple of comments about that. So if you're interested in doing things, Kim is definitely one to watch on Thursday for the photography side of it.
I think when you're just placing the flowers in, it's completely up to you where you'd like them to go. But my flower idea isn't actually working because it's too soft. So normally I order them from Amazon, and you can just buy like bunches of them, and then they do actually sit in the hair. So I'm really sorry, but that idea has not worked. I mean, that one's gone in, but they're just too soft and it's not going in. Let me try and squeeze. Oh, hang on a second. I think I just have to be a bit more forceful. But yeah, you kind of get the idea. I don't think too many more are going to go in. Let me try and do this off.
Holly Watson just popped up, saying, can't wait for my turn tomorrow. You've been amazing, Megan.
Thanks, Tom. I'll definitely be watching you.
I know, yeah, I've seen Holly work on the Hot Tools stand at Pro Hair Lab. I've never been Salon International, interestingly, but
yeah, I think Holly and Liv Garbutt, they work together and do it together. I know they do a lot together of the education.
Well, Holly Trickett, who was asking about your waves and your hair, they do things like that on a daily basis, don't they? On stage work and things like that. So they're a really good one.
A lot of different techniques. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Right, I think that's going to be the end of my flower session because it's not really going too well. I've managed to get 3 in though, so I've not gave up. I've managed to get, but it just creates just a little bit. I mean, that looks a little bit random, but it's just where I could actually place them. But yeah, well, I'll do some pictures afterwards, and I'll try and place some of the flowers in. just so that you can actually see what kind of idea that I wanted to do. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it, and all of your questions and comments and the love, like, I really do appreciate it. So thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you to you. And yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow, guys. Thank you very much.